wabarakatuh. My name is Karina Estiani Agustin, and today I will be giving the adjudications or my verbal adjudications regarding the second round of debate simulations under the motion of this house would imprison people who are out. So basically, if we see this motion, it's really general, right? It's really wide, and it's big. It has a big opportunity for the opening government to give the definitions towards the motion. So actually, from both sides of the teams in this second round debate are actually having the same purpose clearly, like all of them wanted to flatten the curve of the COVID-19 infection in Indonesia. And from this debate, what I expect is there are 3 points. So the first is that I expecting there will be a clear definitions on people who are out. Secondly, I really want also the clear mechanism, since it was the proposal motion, so it really needs the mechanism on how the government would apply this policy. And the third one is why it is justified to imprison those who are out. So now here's the result. So I will give the fourth place to opening up sessions, third place to the closing government, second place to the opening government, and first place to the closing up sessions. And here's my verbal adjudication. Alright, first, why opening up session is fourth? Actually, the opening oppositions has a blurry stance. Both of the speakers are backlashing each other, means that their arguments are contradictory. Since the first speaker said that they still agree on imprisoning those people, but with only one warning straight, meaning that they are still following the government mechanism, but like kind of changing a little bit. But it is actually it shows the contradict when the second speaker comes up with the idea on they are actually totally disagree with the idea of imprisoning those people at all. So it means that the second speaker comes with a lot of good points when she said about the unfairness from the government, and also the uncertainty of salary. But then their stance was blurred, and their stance was not clear at all, which means that I see that they have no harmony in this team. So that's why I put them as the fourth rank. So the third and second one, why closing government is third. So why closing government could not overcome their opening. Actually, the closing government gave a quite good response to the previous speaker, yet they are actually also lack on giving the response towards the contradictions happened before. So meaning actually they are supposed to be the one who realize the contradictions of the opening opposition at first. And actually what makes it worse is that the arguments of the closing government basically just the repetitions of the opening government. Like I found no extension or different dimension of their argument to strengthen their team. I see they tried to answer the use of 3 times warning, but they said that it will give the opportunity, but then it's just another explanation from OG that has been explained before by their first speaker. And secondly, when they comes up with the idea of the donation is pretty good, but still it couldn't answer why government could not afford that, and it needs more elaborations on how they would explain about that more. So I also see that they try to answer closing oppositions about the psychological burden coming from the society, but again it needs more elaborations, and it's just not only but the putting the assertions or putting the claim itself. So the third one, why opening government is second. So as the opening government, I think they're done a quite good job on defining the motion. The proposal was also clear, but I found there is no strength argument coming from the first speaker of the opening government, since they are just explaining their urgency, like they want to flatten the curve, they want to take serious on this pandemic, and no further explanation why this imprison will be the most effective one, which is the reasons that I really need to get from the very first place. And the second speaker was also tried on giving more solutions on how government has already done to deal with these issues happen regarding the COVID-19 by giving daily needs supply and also electricity discount, etc. That was kind of good point, so I take them. That's why I put them as the second. Now, why closing oppositions first, and why government could not overcome the CO? Since closing opposition can explain on how unready the government to apply this proposal by explaining on how government could not afford on tracking the records of those people being mourned, and also the good point is that they also coming with the other issue, which is the over capacity in prison, and showing the contradict idea inside of the OG itself. And their argument on showing the perspective of the actors is also nailed. The actors that involved would also explain well when society are now living not because they're unaware, but it's because they need to survive. So that's why there are still a lot of people working out of their house and not staying home. And it's also good explanation when they give the comparison of the reassurance and also the fears, and telling which one better to overcome this pandemic. Clear explanations coming from the closing opposition, so that's why I put them as the first. So that's all from me. Congratulations for the closing oppositions. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.